Trickle in. Come one, come all. Welcome. Love you too. What's up? Vince the Prince. What up, what up, what up? We're about to get our boy Olli in here, and we're going to talk about the album. We're going to talk about our song together. Shout out Massachusetts. That's where I be from. I'm just chilling, man. I'm antsy. I'm antsy. I want to drop this album, dude. It feels really crazy. I mean, it's been 2 years since Trauma Factory. And, yeah, Void Eternal, March 31st. Let's get Olli in here, huh? What do you say? I probably just denied the boy.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
There he is. What up?
I'm doing good. Just
Hey,
at our like rehearsal spot right now, just prepping for the tour we got in like 3 days. So I'm like busy. Like I just came straight from shooting. I did the thing for Hotel Radio. It's like a live stream thing for a band called Gel, who just came through and they're sick as fuck. So I'm fucking like plowing on with shit. But what about you? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I just my tour is not for another like 3 weeks. You just did Bring Me, right? You just
Yeah,
did
we
some
just
arena
did
shit
a
with
full.
them, right?
It's so fucking funny. We just did a full month with them throughout Europe, and that was our first time ever touring in Europe. Like, you know, not the UK, like touring there, and it was kind of fun. Like, we never played shows that size or that scope ever, and the show we played just before going there was like this house show to like 250, 300 people to then play to like 17,000 in Germany. And it was like, yeah, sound, you know?
That's fucked up. Because I remember I did Fall Out Boy back in the day, and when I don't know if you had the same experience, but when you step on stage and it's like that, like it's scary as fuck for a minute. Less like this is real, you know. This is too. I break the and
Yeah. Oh shit. Sorry, my signal's gone a bit fucking whack. Hold on. You got me.
no, you're
Yeah.
good.
No, it's
You're
it's
good.
kind of like I find it mad daunting for the first five, and I normally like I struggle with pretty bad like social anxiety and like this kind of shit. For example, is like, you know, yeah, oh yeah, like all eyes on me thing. I kind of fucking hate. So when we walked out and the lights go up, it was like that many people. You were like, oh my god, you know. So it was pretty daunting for the first five, and then I kind of had to like relearn how to do shows because it was like to learn to talk to that many people versus talking to a room of like 500 people is so different, you know. And like chemistry you got to put between an audience that size and a smaller one is of different worlds. So it was just a massive fucking learning curve, which was sick, you know, because by like show 10 I was like, sweet, I get this now, you know.
Dude. Yeah, for the first like 2-3 years of my music career, I'd never showed my face. I hated it so much. And then I had to just be like, I don't know. You just had to throw yourself into the fire. And you're like, that's what's weird about making music is you're like, dude, I love making music. It's sick to have it as a career, but I don't like being the
Yeah,
guy that
same. Well,
everybody's
I mean,
looking
I
at.
started as a drummer and then I couldn't find anyone to sing in a band, and that was it. Like, and then I was a photographer for ages, and I was making everyone look cool, and I was like, okay, I got this idea for this project, and then that's how this started. And now it's like, okay, now it's eyes on me, and I'm like, I hate this. That whole shit you did it originally with like the hiding the face thing, I still think is like one of the sickest things ever. Like, it was so sick. Like, props to you for all that shit, man. Like,
Yeah, dude. No, yeah. And then I started touring and I was
yeah.
like, well, I don't think I'm gonna wear a mask.
Is
So
that
jig
was
is
that
up or
the
whatever.
catalyst for like
But
wanting to change it, or?
yeah, dude. Because when you start touring and you're just like seeing everybody, you're just like, oh, they fucking know who I am
Yeah,
anyway.
no, I
So
feel you. I feel you on that. It's getting it out there. But like, I just heard you say just before I joined, it was like 2 years since Trauma Factory. I
Yeah, man.
literally feel like that came out like last week. I remember when you sent me across like the demo or whatever for this, and I was just like, haven't you literally just released an album? And I was like, oh wait, this actual time's going by like so quick.
Yeah, it's weird. COVID did that, and then when I first heard Static Dress, I was like, oh shit. And then and I was like, this is exactly what I want to listen to, because it's just like, you know, I don't know, nostalgia's at like a peak high for everybody, and like we all miss the type of music we grew up on, but like Static Dress is just like, it takes it to that next level. But I was just thinking the other day, like, it feels like I just found out about you guys, and now you're touring with Bring
I
Me, and you're doing these like
appreciate
huge
that a lot,
shows and
bro.
shit.
Like,
Crazy.
I remember you first commented on my shit, and I like had a massive like fangirl moment. Like even now, I was like, this is the funniest thing ever to me. Like ever, because I remember when it was the whole like, oh my god, he showed his face moment, and I was like, ah, like proper screaming my ass off. So for me, I was like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever. So then when you kind of like, you were kind of up there for me, like bucket list of like wanting to do something with. So when you like kind of slid in, I was like, oh, you know, like we just got on it as soon as we could. And I think the funniest shit was we ended up turning it round before you had time to send me the lyrics for what you're doing.
Yeah, you sent it back to me, and I was like, oh shit. And like, I didn't tell you what the lyrics were that I was thinking, but then you did your own thing, and it was like, it was way sicker. Cause like, for those who don't know, so the song that you're on is Fortune, and that's a song that I started on a Twitch stream. And I started it, and it was like called Addiction Error or something was the working title. And the version that I sent you was me trying to scream, because
Your screams
I
sound
don't
good
fucking
though.
know how to scream. Dude, but it's that one and done thing. Like, for instance, you on tour, I don't know how you fucking do it. Do you just do you know how
Like
to
I've
do it, or you like
tried
tap
so
in?
long to learn stuff, and I've kind of just learned like not like what not to do, if that makes sense. And like you kind of have to find your own pattern with it. And honestly, it's the same as like muscle memory. Like singing and screaming is way harder than just singing or just screaming. It's like it's fucked, man. But like
Yeah.
getting into a pattern with it, like you find the things which work for you. And like for me, for so long, because I used to be like a deathcore kind of dude. Like I was trying to do all this like heavy shit, and it just never clicked for me. Like I could just never do it. And then I started up this thing and was like, okay, I'll just do this one song, and like it's studio singing, and then it was like, oh, now I've got to learn how to sing. Shit. Like
It's fucked, dude. It's fucked how you do both of them, and you tour and you fucking kill it, and like, cause enough is like, that's enough. But like, I don't know, man. But anyways, like with the track, like I sent it to you with my screams, and then you sent back your version, and I was like, oh, dude, this is it upped it.
no, man. I
So I appreciate
appreciate
it, man.
these opportunities to do it. That's why I kind of jumped at it so much and was like, you know, something cool, because you sent me. I think you sent me before you released the first single off this record. I think so. Like when I heard it, I was like, okay, like I was like, this is a bit left field for you. I was like, oh, fair enough, you know, like because the last record I felt like went in a way more pop direction than anyone was kind of expecting, and I was like, oh, sweet, you know, like proper enjoyed that. And then all of a sudden, this one's like actual like heavy, because I knew you were doing shit with you're doing stuff with Blake at the time, and I was like, oh, cool. And then yeah, I was like, oh, all right. So like, it's sick to see kind of this progression, you know.
Well, dude, like Static Dress, like was like obviously is a big influence for me.
That's funny as fuck.
Well, no, bro, like for real, like I started going in that, I don't want to say like it was in a pop direction or whatever, but like when you start catching a buzz and you start moving up, and like, you know, people are around you and they start telling you like, hey, you should really try this. Yo, you could get this opportunity. So like Trauma Factory, I had some singles like Fake Friend and Pieces of You. That shit was like on charts or bullshit and shit like that. And then, but at the same time, like I didn't feel like that amazing feeling like when you're a kid and you're just screaming at your phone, and that's like more more
Yeah.
important, I
I
feel
think
like.
especially
You
when
know
you're
what I
at a stage
mean?
in your career where it's actually like sustainable, you know, I think that's definitely, you gotta be able to like pull it to what you want to do rather than just be fucking catering to doing this ladder climbing bullshit that everyone tries to make you do now, you know?
Yeah, because like I don't know if you feel the same way, but I never expected to make money off of music, and then once you do, you're like, right, like
Making money off music?
what
Never
do I
heard of her,
need? You know what
bro.
I
Never
mean?
heard of her. Money off music? I don't know about that one, bro. Yeah. Nah, it is like I just wanna all I wanna do with this band the entire time is just inspire other people to put more effort into what they're doing, whether it be visually, music, like whatever, like promoting, and just kind of prove that you can do it on your own and you can work like kind of how we did out of a garage and you can make something that resonates with people wherever, you know, and it doesn't just like define to one genre. You can do it across a board, and that's all I wanted to do with this is to make it like, you know, inspire people to do more. And now it's kind of at a point where I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You know, I'm sat there like, okay, we've just toured with Bring Me. I got a song coming out with you. I'm like, it it's
Dude,
weird.
it's going, it's
It's
going.
weird, and I'm like, I don't know how to handle it. Like it just keeps going. But you know, we're here for the ride. Like there's so many days where I just wake up and I'm like, we're not even that good. You know, I'm like, I'm really not that good. I'm not that good
Dude,
at anything. Straight up, not that good at anything. And like, I'll
oh,
go blue in the face arguing with someone. I'm not good at anything other than not giving up at something. You know.
dude, yeah, and that's all it is not giving up. It's just like that weird persistence that you have, and that, dude, I struggle with that voice my entire life. I could sit here and tell you that like Static Dress is like the best hardcore shit. I oath, like I put it on all time, but that to your brain, like sure, like someone could say that, but
Oh yeah.
still you'll have that voice. Like I have, bro, where I was just like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think I'm like marketable. And I was just like complaining to like my manager, she's a friend of mine, like, but she's still a manager. And I was just like, yeah, I just don't know. I don't think I'm really good. I think I probably should just do songwriting for other people. And so I know what it's like, dude. Like, it's just
Yeah.
that weird thing where you have that voice in your head. But I think that we're both good at just like pushing forward
Yeah, I
regardless
keep
of
getting that voice
that.
in
You
my
know what
head
I mean?
recently where it's like, have I written every song that I'm ever meant to do? You know, and I'm like, oh no, like it's horrible because then I'll just go and write something mad, weird, left field, and I'm like, oh, this is cool, but everyone who likes what we do will fucking hate it, and I'm like, okay, right, we got to go back to the drawing board with it, and it's trying to find that fine line of making the right moves, but making the moves you want to make, you know, like it backs around to the whole like reason why you're putting out this record and going down this route, you know?
Dude, I know. And it's just like, it's a trip, dude. Like at the end of the day, it's like practicing gratitude and being like, hey, like, I don't even know if I thought I'd make it this far. Now I'm this far. And it's just like cater to those who like support you and show love, like, and the rest will kind of fall into place. And don't be an
Yeah.
asshole, dude.
Oh, plenty of that round. Plenty of that going round. So like past this album, are you gonna stay in this kind of realm? Or are you gonna do something completely next on like completely new on the next one?
Dude, I don't know.
You're telling me you
I
already
don't
have
know, man.
started
I don't
planning the
know,
next one. I
dude.
know what
Cause
you're like. You probably already written like fucking 2 more albums or some shit. I remember that tweet being like, "Oh yeah, narrowing down 44 songs or some dumb shit," and I was like, "You fucking prick."
dude, yeah. No, man. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I think that's where my brain's at lately, and I feel like, dude, playing this type of music is
That's true.
way more fun in my opinion. Because the early Nothing Nowhere stuff, I didn't write that to play at shows, and I look back at our early like 2017, 2016 touring where we're with like touring with Thrice, and we had
Wow.
another tour where we were touring with Real Friends, and I look at YouTube footage, and I'm like, dude, these songs, it's like the most boring shit ever. So I'm just like, I don't know. I've been having fun with it, and I
Yeah.
just follow the
How was
fun,
the UK
honestly.
tour that you did?
And,
Because you came up like I don't even like this isn't even funny. You literally came over here as I went over there, and I was like, bro, that was like you're taking
yeah,
the fucking piss
I
right
know.
now. Like, literally.
Just missed each other. No, it was it was crazy. Because
Yeah.
I dropped Trauma Factory during COVID, so like I didn't know if people actually liked it or whatever. So it was sick to see, bro. Like some of the shows were big and like mad people came out and it's like what more can you for? And it was Christmas over there and I never done Christmas over there and I felt like I was at fucking Hogwarts, dude. Like
Fuck me.
everything like you guys do
No,
Christmas
so
so
wrong.
much
As someone who
better
was
than
in New
America.
York
It's
for
not even
Christmas, you couldn't be more wrong. Like, I was literally walking around being like, oh, they shot Elf here. And I was like, holy shit, I'm in Elf. Like, running through Central Park, like, oh, yeah, here it comes. This is the best shit ever. Like, we went on, like, some
New
carousel,
York.
like, shit in there. And I was like, this is the most American thing I've ever seen in my life.
It, but dude, one thing I got to admit is like I feel like Europe and the UK, those Christmas markets are
Yeah,
sick.
they go
There.
stupid. They go ridiculously hard.
Treats,
Everything.
sweets, fucking
Anything you want. It's just absolutely
everything.
fucking crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Someone said US tour together,
I'd
please. I
love
think
to.
that's a solid
Like, we
idea.
came over, like I was saying, we came over in November, December, and it was probably one of the most fun tours we have ever done, ever. Like, going in with like zero expectation at all. And I know that we kind of, I don't know, had more traction in the States versus the UK for a very long time for some reason. And I was just excited to kind of meet the people who I'm
Yeah.
here sending merch to every other month, just like, you know, like I'm actually going to meet these people. And we finally went out and we had better shows over there than we had at home, like on half of them. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it was just
Yeah.
absolutely crazy. So yeah, I'd love to come back, and I think that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I think that would be fire. Y'all got a tour together. Dude. Yeah, we'll just tour
Sounds
together
good.
until we both
I got another
retire.
2 in me at least, and then I'll go to sleep for a little bit. I'll do some painting or some shit. That'll be the plan from there, you know.
You should get on the wave that I'm on, dude. Just fucking start gardening.
I don't have the
or, like,
attention span to do anything like that at all. Like, I'm too busy thinking about too much shit all the time, or I'm thinking about merch or some other dumb. I'm literally sat next to a fucking new box of it right now. Like, it's fucked. It's like this ever-growing cycle of not being able to fucking slow down or stop at any moment to take a break, and it's like it's definitely been to my detriment recently, you know.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I've been trying to talk to this about like with artists lately is like now, and I think you're a perfect example of this, is like you can't just be an artist anymore. Like you have to be like a one-man show and you have to create your own quote unquote content as much as cringe. Yeah, like it's not enough. Back in the day, it was like, hey, I'm a musician. I'm good at what I do. Here you go. And now it's just like, I don't know, man. It's like you have to be, it's almost like you have to be like, not an influencer, but you have to be a personality before
Dude,
you're a
the amount of
it's like
shit music that I see coming out with people who just look like caricatures of what rock music is fucking ridiculous. And you'll see it get massive and you'll see it do mad numbers. And it's like, oh, this is crazy. And they get fucking billed above like bands who've been going forever. And you're like, this is so whack. Because you then go and see it in real life and you're like, this is about as fuck it. This is like a piece of paper, you know, like it's manufactured fucking shit. Like it's so weird. And it's always like, they'll have other people doing all the songs. They have other people making every single move for them. And it's just like, I do worry about the future of this scene because I'm like, it's getting constructed by like 40-year-olds who have never toured or never like done anything. All they know how to do is like market a campaign. And I'm like, right, the bubble on this sphere is going to pop, I think, like real soon because people are going to start seeing through this shit like so quick and everyone's just going to be like listening to something else, you know, and that's what I worry about so much.
Yeah, it's like manufacturing type. Like there's so much money in investing that goes into like, you know, when you talk about major labels now, because the nostalgia of pop punk and the nostalgia of emo is so massive now, like, you know, a label will sign you because you have X amount of followers on TikToks, not because sounds good, or and like artist
In it.
development doesn't exist anymore. It's just and then like you're like, well, fuck, dude, like we created that, like capitalism does that, and like I'm not here to talk about capitalism versus socialism or anything like that, but today a label wants to make a profit, they want to make a return on their investment, they know what works, and what works unfortunately now is if you have a bunch of TikTok followers and you just so happen to scream or
Literally
wail
someone
into a
just
microphone,
T-pins
you know
the
what I
fuck
mean?
out of it, and you're like, oh, sound. You know, that's a hit with your 1 minute 10 song or some shit. You know, like.
Oh, dude, it's always, I mean, I try to look on the bright side. I try to be grateful and like, but I'm sure you've had the same thing where it's like, and me too, like I've been doing nothing more for like 8 years, which compared to some of the vets isn't crazy, but I pull up to a festival or something and I see like a kid who's been doing it for like 3 months, like way, just like
I
I
should
should
have
have
just like
done something
invested in
else for
stocks or some
fucking,
shit and actually been rich, because fuck this.
yeah, bro. But I mean, that's the thing. Like with Static Dress and everything, I was like, oh, like I remember why I like this, because it's just fucking. It feels right. It sounds good, and it's like you can't avoid it. Like it's just like the real shit. I think will always have a core fan base, and like the kids who get signed just for their following and not for their talent or their musicianship, like it doesn't last. And like at the end of the day, I know you and I will have core fan bases that know we're about shit, and like
I
they
find it.
appreciate.
I'm still in this phase right now where someone's like, "Oh, I appreciate what you do," or like I'm hearing you being like, "Oh yeah, fan of that." I'm like, my brain goes, "Why?" Like I'm still like kind of trying to get my head around stuff, because to me, I'm just making stuff that I want to either express, or like together we make stuff which we just want to enjoy and think's cool, and then we turn up and people are like, "Oh, I really like that thing you did," or "really enjoyed it," and it's hard for me to wrap my brain around it still. It's so strange. It's sick, but it's so weird.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, bro. Um, so Fortune Teller featuring Static Dress, featuring Olli of Static Dress. That shit's gonna drop with the album on the 31st. We're gonna have to do some fucking TikTok dance. Apparently that
I
not working.
can't wait, man. Catch me
I'm just
fucking
kidding.
doing all this
Just
dumb
gotta,
shit that everyone wants me to do since the start of our career. I sat there in meetings and people are like, "Oh, you know what you should do? You need to start doing these fucking stupid TikTok things, because that's what will start picking up, because this is what's trending now." And I was like, "Really? Really? Like
yeah,
at my age, you expect me
yeah,
to kind of be standing there going, like, and that's gonna work? You know, like." It'll work for
yeah.
someone. I don't think it'll work for me, who's literally fucking socially so awkward that it just would humiliate my entire family tree. Like, no.
What if
Oh,
Ice Spice
fuck me.
was
Fuck
post-hardcore?
me. Oh, no, right. No one needs a rock, like a metal version of every song that exists. It's just not needed. What if this song had
No.
screaming on it? It doesn't need it. It doesn't need it. All right? Oh,
What if it
what
didn't?
if it didn't? It
You
might
know what I'm saying?
actually be good. Thought about that? Holy shit, you know?
Dude, I do appreciate like new avenues and like and shit like TikTok where you can get in
True.
front of a new audience. It's like let's be the alternative scene, like people just kind of stay and linger around. Hard to like get into
Yeah.
some new like faces or whatever. Like so long as you're being authentic and you're using 2023 technology and social media, that's cool. Like I feel like I see a lot of people lose
Yeah, I
themselves
think
in the
I've
matrix
definitely
or
watched
whatever,
artists
which
go from applying what they want to do inside an app to then just curating for the app, if that makes sense. So it's like they'll start off doing themselves, and you know it works a little bit, and they're like, "Oh, cool," and then they'll look around at what's trending and what they should do next, and then they'll jump on that thing, and then before you know it, they just become part of this big ecosystem of online TikTok music shite that's just spurting out the same thing again and again, because people are trying to get on top of this like ever climbing ladder. You know, it's a real strange process to watch, because you'll just have some random like 13-year-old kid who comes along and does like a mediocre song but markets it crazy, and then you have these entire boards of labels and like huge businessmen staring at it and going, right, we need to get every single one of our artists who's already established and already doing this thing that a 13-year-old kid's doing. Get everyone dancing on TikTok. Go meme it out, you know? And it's strange because I think different things that work for different audiences, definitely. But I think people need to start understanding where it'll work, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and I feel like labels and like the industry as a whole, they underestimate how smart like their
Sure.
fans or like the viewers are. Like it's like, dude, like people aren't stupid. They know if you're not being real, you're not being authentic. Like it's just kind of
And yeah,
insulting.
and
Like a lot of
that's the
people.
whole thing that I was talking about, this manufactured shit. Because if someone holds on to an idea and then all of a sudden trends change and rock's not cool anymore and they start making R&B and pop or whatever, everyone's just gonna go, ugh, you know, and jump to the next thing. And because people's attention spans are so fucking short these days, like it'll just ruin careers overnight, you know. Like I can think of like a few examples in my head that I'm not going to name, but like I've genuinely see it within the course of a month go from like huge to nothing, and it's terrifying. You know, like with the art that like we're working on right now, like what I want to be able to do is give people the power of patience. It's why I like hide codes in things, and it's why I get people to like treasure hunt online and shit, is because I want people involved and I want people engaging in a way with like concepts and like other shit which they wouldn't normally do, you know. And I feel like long game marketing and like long game kind of campaigns and stuff you can involve your fan base with always does way better than jumping on shit, you know.
Yeah, you want to feel like you're a part of something. You want to feel like
That's
you're a part of a community because I, if I'm any testament to it, I feel like you could probably relate. I'm pretty introverted. Like majority of my friends are just on the internet. Like, so it's so important to feel like you're a part of the community, you're part of something because everybody needs that. You know, like we're human social creatures. Like Into the Wild, Christopher
yeah.
Columbus. I don't know if you read the book, the movie. At the movie, he's like, happiness is only real when shared. So it's like, as artists, it's so sick to like create a community and make them feel like they matter and make them feel not like they're being dismissed or their intelligence is being insulted by some suit who's trying to sell them
For
fucking
real.
snake oil.
That is, yeah, yeah. Wow. Yeah.
So I feel like I could talk to you all day and shit talk all day. I think the main thing that we wanted to just lay out, Fortune Teller featuring Olli. It's going to be on Void Eternal coming out the 31st. And someone talked about
I
touring.
think that might be
I
rad.
think
I
that
think that
might be rad.
might be a great idea, to be honest. We should definitely talk more about that and potentially make it happen.
Fuck yeah, bro. Well, dude, thanks so much
So,
for chilling with me, man. I really appreciate you taking the time. I'm
real.
stoked
I
to be
can't
able
wait
to
for it. I
hear our
appreciate
shit.
you a lot. Appreciate everyone in here for sure. Like, this has been sick. And yeah, Void Eternal, end of the month. Let's go.
You're
Nice one, bro. Take care.
all right, Pete.